That's how Cowboy fans do it. All the Can Fan maniacs out there.
How about them Cowboys?
We walk what I'm calling Dallas Cowboys corridor. As you can tell, we are at a Cowboys home game. Yes, I understand that we are in Los Angeles, Inglewood, technically SoFi Stadium, but this is basically AT&T West. So follow me this way. We're gonna see if we can find a couple of fans. We are infiltrating enemy territory. The Cowboy fans are doing it right. We got the signage, we got the great food, we got the inflatables. Thoughts on today's game?
We're gonna beat the shit out of them.
Woo! You see this right here? How do you feel about today's game?
We better win, that's all I know.
How do you feel about Dak Prescott after last week's performance?
Dak Prescott has been very consistent with the division. He has took us back-to-back 12-5 seasons. You know what I mean? His winning record is above. You can say what you want about the past 7 years, but on our division, he has been owning it for years.
Are you a Dak rider or are you a Dak hater?
Before he broke his finger, I was a rider. Now, nah. They need to let him go now.
You know Dak Prescott's watching this right now, right? Actually follows the Can Fan podcast.
Wait.
Go!
Let's go, baby! Cowboys Nation, son! Let's go! Cowboys Nation represent! Cowboys Nation represent! Let's go! Get out of here!
Crack 'em if you got 'em.
Crack 'em if you got 'em, son. All day, every day.
Crack 'em if you got 'em, Seattle.
Here we are at Lumen Field. And is that a Harry Potter reference? Maybe. I don't know. I've casted a lot of Lumen spells.
Lumen videos.
We want to see Deuce represent. We want to see him repeat. I want some repeats. And I don't need 3 beats if they repeat.
I don't need 3 beats.
I don't need
if
3
they
beats.
repeat.
If they repeat. Let's go.
You don't think we're gonna make the postseason?
Maybe wild card.
So this is
Maybe wild card.
This is where I'm like, I'm good for a good ribbing, but like to say we're not gonna make the postseason, now I can't even argue with you because you've oh god.
You know it, too. You know it.
Who's your quarterback?
Okay, we got
This is our year.
Look at those moves. Look at those moves. Look at those moves. Look at those moves.
Let's go! Let's go, Cowboys! Let's go, baby! Cowboys Nation showing up!
Most pristine athletes in modern history playing in the NFL. Even the offensive linemen are incredibly athletic. I mean, these guys are over 300 pounds, and you know they can
not only the size, but the speed of the linemen. Are you kidding
fly
me?
on the field.
You're telling me a guy that's 330 pounds, meant to block a guy that's 290 pounds, is faster than me, a sporty 240?
High 240. High 240. High 240.
I could beat any one of those guys right now, and I've drank a 6-pack.
What? You're wearing Crocs!
My 40 time is better than any of them.
Erroneous! 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 Erroneous on all accounts!
I've never been more sure of anything in my life.
How'd I do?
13-5.
Final quarter, here we go, baby!
CD for the CD, baby.
And I'm going for 2.
Woo!
I don't know why my safety was just playing off so far.
Tackle him.
Yeah, well, I might be a boomer, but you sound like a pipsqueak. You don't even know how old I am.
No!
You little shit. You didn't win the game, I lost it!
Make sure you know where he is, because he understands how to
Call
get
that a
open
throw?
in key situations.
I might be old, but at least I don't still piss my pants.
Protect you and your loved ones with Crackem VPN.
Ever heard the game Marry, Kill? Okay, like, yeah, I'm gonna give you 3 people, and you're gonna decide who will you marry, who will you who will you kill?
Okay.
Jerry Jones, Dak Prescott, and Tony Romo.
Marry Jerry. He's got all the monies. Probably Tony. Dak Prescott. Gotta kill him.
I'm gonna Romo.
She's gonna with Romo.
I'm gonna marry Dak.
She's gonna marry Dak.
I'm gonna kill Jones.
She's gonna kill Jerry Jones. Who will you marry, kill between Jerry Jones, Dak Prescott, and then Tony Romo?
I'm out.
Jerry Jones, you.
So Jerry?
Jerry Jones, you.
Okay.
You.
Who will you marry, Dak Prescott or Tony Romo?
Tony Romo.
Tony Romo.
So that means you would kill Dak?
Yes.
Marry Dak, kill Jerry Jones,
Jerry Jones, poor Jerry.
Tony Romo.
Why not? He's probably one of the best commentators, announcers on the game right now.
Tony Romo? That's mine. That's mine.
Jerry Jones, right now. Right now.
You heard it here, guys. You heard it.
We need trash can.
Oh, here we go.
AJ, you have to sleep in this for the night. Yeah. Football we already got. AJ's trying to take a piss right now. Trash can.
Stickers.
Stickers.
Couple stickies.
Couple stickies.
Yes.
So we got a trash can. We're gonna go test it out in the toy aisle.
You're not getting it first. First try. He's not getting it. Give these guys a shot. They'll win a jersey if they get it.
Oh, we so back, baby. Woo! We so back, baby.
Oh!
The 3 best friends back in studio. Why don't you put that in your pipe and smoke them? But if you're not smoking them, why don't you do one of these? Crack them if you got them, son.
Crack them if you got them, baby.
Oh, crap.
AJ doesn't even have one loaded. He doesn't have one in the chamber. There it is. Crack them if you got them, son. Woo! Couple trifecta crack'ems. Trifecta crack'ems on a Wednesday night main event with the Cowboys Fan crew. Does it get much better than that? I don't think it does.
No, and I'm just panicking right now, making sure I spelt the players' names correctly.
Let's throw a waiver out
I
there.
did.
If you're coming to our content for us to say names right and spell names players wrong, or bright, sorry,
You're going to be disappointed.
you're going to be disappointed.
You know what?
So,
We're close enough, and that's our motto.
close enough that you can understand who we're talking about and then correct us.
Close enough so that you can just say, these guys are a bunch of idiots.
Speaking of us idiots, guys, this is our first time back in stewed, all 3 of us, in a while. Sure, we did a couple shows together when we were down in Oxnard, California for training camp.
But not in the Stoods.
But not in the Stoods. We haven't been in the Millennium Falcon together for a minute. So welcome back, gentlemen. AJ, you were in Mexico. Ad, you were at your son's football tournament. But we'll start off with WayJ. How was Mexico, bro?
Good. It was a quick little rip down after our Oxnard trip. Just got some tacos in me. Met up with a buddy, our old buddy from Chilliwack here, but just very briefly. And yeah, before I knew it, I was back on home.
Oxnard VPN?
Oxnard VPN.
How was Riker's football tournament? How'd he do?
Well, it was a long day of football. I think like the tournament style is a little hard, specifically in preseason. But we had a chance to go into the gold medal game. But just after the long day, the boys were crumbling in the semifinals, and we ended up playing for 3rd. And yeah, we lost out. So we finished 4th out of like 10 teams.
Crazy. That's not bad. 4th out of 10. That's okay. You're still in the 50 percentile, above 50 percentile, 60 percentile technically.
The boys did good though. Yeah,
nice.
really stoked. We got a tournament again this weekend, so we got like 6 games this weekend. It's all these preseason tournaments, and it's tough because again, you don't have anything really installed. You're still learning the plays. Like last night, at practice were like just ripping through them, being like, no, you're going left, bull left,
bull left, testicle right. That's everyone knows those plays. But the preseason's the preseason. Is chat? How's chat doing?
Chat's doing good. EJ Savage, boys in the zone, saying,
What's up,
boys.
What up?
We got Bot G in the house saying, crack him if you got him. Also saying hi to Lindsay since my baby was in the chat saying, let's go. You know, trying to get us to move. But yeah, I mean, look, there needs to be some sort of payment that has to happen. You did a live stream solo.
Yeah.
You did a live stream solo by yourself.
I did. I manned the fort.
You manned the fort. Tell us a little bit about that experience.
It was good. So preseason week 1, Cowboys at SoFi against the Rams. Hype's there, right? Every Cowboys fan, the diehards are looking somewhere to watch it. It wasn't nationally televised, so people probably got duped into thinking we were showing it. But then once they saw my charisma and attitude, they were locked in.
Ooh, they wanted it.
AJ was in Mexico watching the live stream, banging it out in chat, and he said if we hit 100 concurrent viewers at a time, he would shotgun a tall boy. We hit 100. And when we came down here today, I said to AJ right away, hey, man, did you bring your tall boy? He's like, shit, I forgot it. And then Ad was like, don't worry, son. I got you, baby. Okay. So we got ourselves a tall boy here. AJ?
Hang on.
AJ?
Hang on. AJ? Your honor.
Hey, you can honor it or not honor it, but it's getting done by somebody.
It's getting done by somebody.
We ain't walking out of this room.
Well, here's the thing. It's a sour beer.
Yes. It's only 4.2%, so it's like water.
That's not the problem is getting it down. I don't like sour beers. So
you're opting out.
I'm opting out, but here's the thing. We have to do they make tall boy?
Of course.
In Canada though.
Yes.
Okay. Well then that's what I would rather attempt with.
Well,
hey, I got you.
Okay.
With the bandwagon boys, never let a bet unsettled. You guys are the Lannisters of the Cowboys world because you fuck each other. Where do you have where did you pull that switchblade out from?
Where it always is.
Ugh, a sour beer.
I know this is the first. No, tilt it the other way. Adam, yes, but you still have to have the beer tilted up or you're going to spray everybody.
You wanna do this?
No, but I don't want to get sprayed in beer. So chat, Adam's going to shotgun this tall boy and we're going to get this main event started. Well, Adam's doing that. AJ, okay, what's up?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, let's while Adam's cutting, let's talk about what's on the docket today.
Yeah, well, what do you got?
Well, today we're gonna go over, we're obviously gonna be doing some week 1 review. We're really gonna be trying to focus on week 2 preseason game.
That's
Dallas
the
Cowboys.
Raiders.
There's the Raiders. We'll do a stock up, stock down. We'll just, we kind of have an open D&D adventure where we have our goal that we want to accomplish, and we'll, meander through this forest and this cityscape and this dungeon.
We'll try to roll some D20s.
Try to roll some D20s with y'all and basically talk about which players impressed us most and which players, disappointed, and then those that maybe just didn't really change your mind at all.
Yeah, the kind of just the... Whoosh.
Yep.
All right.
And then of course, anything that we want to go into for week 2 preseason game will, lead into that as well.
Okay, here we go. Let's see what you got.
This one's for you, bro.
This one's for AJ.
AJ. A bandwagon boy always pays its debt. His debts or
Hang on.
A bandwagon boy always pays their debt.
Alrighty, let's get it. Shotgun that down the hatch. Crack him if you got him, son. Oh, AJ didn't have it on you. Get it in you, kid. Did you finish it? Wow.
Fuck.
I think that's faster than you've ever done a regular drink. Good. Oh, man.
Lord.
Bandwagon Boy 1 has been doing his...
Coach Bessie.
Coach Bessie has been getting ready for season. Woo-hoo-hoo. Yeah,
I'm built for tall boys.
Dino sour down the hatch, he says. All right.
I just want to make sure that I did catch that. I think I missed just the beginning.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, we got that, though.
You got the most important one,
Yeah.
So did you guys get a chance? AJ, I know you watched the game. Did you end up getting to go through the highlights? I know you've probably been listening to some sports radio and stuff. Did you guys...
Yeah.
Like what were before we get into the players even, like what were your main thoughts from against the Rams? Fuck, I just bumbled my way through that. But what were your thoughts for the Rams game?
Well, we were talking about it on the stream. It's really hard to have a like solid team outlook. This was what I was saying anyways, and I assumed everyone believed or agreed with what I was saying. But it's tough because I think it's more of individual players, but as a whole, the defense definitely won that battle. Not only could you tell from the score, of course, but just the Mike Zimmer defense caused 4 interceptions. Now, is that just a week 1 preseason type of miracle, and maybe that disappears in future games?
Doesn't happen often, even in the preseason, though.
That's very true. And so, if it repeats, let's say we get another 2 near picks and 2 picks against LA or Vegas, sorry. I think then now I'm getting a little bit more excited about it. But
getting a little bit hyped?
Yeah, but I think like my takeaway was really liked what I saw with those individuals on defense, as well as just like defense was more impressive, I think.
Defense.
What was your takeaways just from the reading and some of the viewing that you've done?
Yeah, a lot, very similar to what Wade.
Oh, come on!
What Wade was saying.
You take my shotgun, and then you take my.
Now I take it.
Your dino sour.
Now I take it. It's usually a tag team watches each other's back, and the other tag team partner says, "Hey, thank you, I appreciate that."
Well, unless you're Marty Jannetty, unless you're Marty and Jannetty, and
I just fucking kicked him. I just kicked him through the barbershop window.
You are Shawn Michaels, and you just Marty Jannetty'd me.
I just Marty Jannetty'd him in front of all the world to see. No, defense. I mean, defense. I feel like this defense is going to have a different click with Zimmer. So that was nice to see. I think a big takeaway was seeing just how much Tyler Guyton can handle that position. For the little amount of snaps that he had, he didn't play the whole game, as he shouldn't. And obviously with Chuma out for 4 to 6 weeks or whatever the toe surgery is, we're going to see Guyton most likely start at the Cleveland game. So, I liked seeing Guyton in there. And obviously 4 freaking interceptions. You kind of get a little bit worried with a new install on defense. Are they gonna be ball hockeying? Are they gonna be playing a little bit more of a lockdown? So the fact that they still came away with 4 interceptions, even if it was against Stetson fucking Bennett.
Mm-hmm. Steady Ben.
It was great. And then obviously, I mean, fuck.
Don't say it.
Okay.
Do not say it.
Okay, I'm not gonna go eight things. So
don't say it.
We all said defense.
Well, and you guys said defense, but I'm gonna say the glaring thing that's been talked about and that I've battled in the chat rooms and forums all over the internet.
Tell us after you say what you've been battling about.
Just how average and not impressive Trey Lance is. He just didn't do anything. Sure, he had a couple nice runs, but on throwing passes, he averaged 2.5.
Give him time.
That's what I hate. That's one of the main things I hate. So Trey Lance averaged about 2.5 yards per pass. Sure, he completed 61% of his passes, but it was for fucking 188 yards. It was pretty much checkdowns the whole game. So I still am not sold, even close to being sold on Trey Lance. He's 100% still QB3. Cooper Rush was out there for, I think, 1 series.
Had the nicest throw.
Had the best throw. He was 2 for 3 for 44 yards. So I still haven't seen that Trey Lance is capable of beating out Cooper Rush. And the time is ticking at him being an NFL. I'm sure there's always going to be that niche that he could find as a backup role. But this, to me, was his last chance to make a push towards that QB1 status. And to get that QB1 status, you have to start off by taking out QB2. And he's not even close to taking out Cooper Rush. So it wasn't an awful game by him, but it wasn't good. Hey. So it was just kind of like, meh.
He was so bland. Let me just say that.
He was bland as shit. Yeah. I just hate that people are like, well, he's playing with the 2s and 3s, or he hasn't had enough time. That doesn't matter. If you're a starting caliber quarterback in the NFL, you take a number 1 quarterback and you put them with anybody, they're going to make plays.
I mean, we saw
I got something on this. Sorry.
Yeah, we saw Dak Prescott with 2s and 3s in a couple plays during camp, and I mean, he was getting to the guys.
Well, and that was my big argument is Trey Lance is playing with the 1s in practice. He's playing with the 2s at practice. He's playing with the 3s, and he hasn't done anything with those guys. So,
well, that's where it's like you look at Trey Lance throwing to Jalen Cropper at camp and no connect Dak gets in there and he throws it to Jalen Cropper and you get a touchdown. So
Yeah.
you can't say that it's the 2s and 3s when you're sailing it over top of those people. You want me to bring this up?
Well, we were just talking about it, and we
Yeah,
have
Tony Goat Romo.
We have a handsome looking fella on the screen. Well, not
And he's
I mean,
back.
you know,
and Tony Goat Romo's back. He usually kind of takes a sabbatical a little bit during the offseason.
Yep.
But now we got Tony Goat Romo content back, and I
You
love
better
it.
be wearing a fucking hat here.
Well, Lance is handsome, and so is Tony Goat Romer. Romer.
TGR.
188 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. I'll tell you the way it is. He is a top 5 draft pick, and this is his 4th year. When you add that context, right? He's not a rookie. At this point, you would hope things would click for him, and you would just basically expect him to be better at this point. The spotlight's really on him because that's what the front office has geared our attention to. We traded a 4th rounder for this guy. He could be it. The expectation is there. So if you're hard on him and if you're critiquing him,
yeah, I am.
or if you expected more of him, that's fine. That's okay. Now, I get it. He's playing with undrafted players. He's playing with first-time players seeing the NFL field. But when we talk about franchise quarterbacks, we can look at and compare to what we've seen, because we've seen Dak Prescott play in the preseason. In his rookie season, he was spectacular.
He balled out.
Same thing with Romo. You look at those preseasons that he had leading up to
Huge
the
shoulder
start.
pads.
There were key characteristics and traits that you saw in both of them in their preseason games. And you look at Trey Lance today, he's a step behind. It's almost like he's too quick to want to run the ball and not want to stick in that pocket and to deliver the throw. You know, I don't want Jalen Hurts as my quarterback. Definitely a lackluster performance. And right now, it looks like he's not the future after Dak Prescott. So therefore, Dak Prescott has all the leverage. But let's talk about...
Oh, a little dig at the end.
I mean, he's not wrong. The worst thing for Dak Prescott, I shouldn't even say worst thing, but the best things for the Joneses would have been if Trey Lance came out and threw for 350 yards and 3 touchdowns and no interceptions, right? Because they're like, okay, you get that flame a little bit. And TGR makes a great point that any good quarterback, when they played in the preseason, they had good numbers because it didn't matter who they were throwing to. They still had their reads. They still had the ball placement. They were still they weren't going to their first guy. They were going through their progression. And you just didn't see that with Trey Lance in the first preseason game.
Well, I mean, that's a good way to kick off stock down. Okay. Trey Lance is kind of, you know, in fairness, he was under the most amount of scrutiny. The Cowboys kept him out there. He did not make any major errors, but like you said, Anth, he didn't really impress anyways. He came out and did kind of exactly what I expected. Before the game, I think I said if he ended up with whatever, 60-70% completion rating and 2 touchdowns and 170 yards, I thought he was only going to play half the game, right?
Yeah. But he essentially played the whole game.
Exactly.
The problem isn't because he had a good completion percentage, but the problem is just the amount of yards that he got per completion.
Boots says Trey Lance going to hit Tree Lance and a non-moving target, might I add. I also say, like, the glaring things here to note. One, TGR with a flat brim hat. Not sure if I dig it. I mean,
didn't even notice it.
Our boy TGR, I like his classic, bent brimmed hat. TGR, or show us your hair. Second thing, our boy Taylor Chima is in the chat there.
Taylor, what's up, bro?
No, not in the chat. He's in the comments right there.
Oh, yeah.
Taylor Chima.
I don't want to.
Hey, the Ken fans up in there too, and AJ.
Yeah. Hey, there we are.
The 3 amigos.
He's back.
The 3 amigos. Yeah, he's back. That was me saying for TGR.
Taylor has to say, I don't want to be in a Jordan Love situation either where he has a hot streak and we have to back up the Brinks truck for him.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and Jerry Wood.
I don't think we have to worry about. I honestly, I've seen enough from Trey Lance to not have to worry about him beating out Cooper Rush. He's not going. He's going to be QB3, and that's just where my stance is.
To kind of hit back at this, Elea Isabel, who was following us a lot through training camp, and obviously she's still checking in, so appreciate you showing up. She says even Dak had trouble with the receivers in camp today. I think if these receivers could get separation, that would help.
Okay.
So yeah, maybe it is just maybe it just is a thing. I mean, again, I didn't see that as much the week that we were there.
But that all leads back to, for us right now, Trey Lance is our first stock down player from the Cowboys game against the Rams.
You're stock down, but you also know what's up? The Cowboys Up podcast, because the big fella's in the house.
Hello, big fella.
Sorry, AJ.
No,
I don't know why I keep saying sorry.
Because you're Canadian.
I keep saying sorry because I took his shotgun earlier today.
You shotgunned it.
I made him feel like an inadequate bandwagon.
That's what I needed. Now I'm going to be coming hard on...
Coming hard on what?
Well, the next time we're in here,
you're gonna have to bring a mini keg.
Oh yeah,
that was a terrible throw.
I got blocked by the box.
So okay, Trey Lance, I think, and you could have, to me, honestly, put Trey Lance as maybe no stock up or down because he didn't have a turnover. He had a couple nice running plays, but I think because there's so much hype on him, people thinking that he should start over Dak Prescott even. To me, that puts his stock down. That there's no way that a sensible person could have watched that game and thought to taking anything good away from it. That's just how my brain works when I watch quarterback position. He just was meh.
Toss me one, son. I tried my soundboard's not working right now.
Oh, I broke it.
And broke it. Well, the next guy who was, I think, under that microscope of scrutiny is Mazi Smith, and he went out there, and I think before we even get into him, I think he also kind of falls into that same category of, yes, he's stocked down because of the expectations are, I think, even a little higher this year, due to the depth position or the depth that we have at that position. But he could also be in that Trey Lance zone where it's he did what I expected.
Well, I thought we gave him stock up.
Oh, I moved him. I thought we said stock down.
No, sorry. Mazi was stock up for me.
Okay.
Yeah, no, Mazi had a good, for the limited snaps that he got, I thought he played very well. He held his blocks. He had a couple nice plays. The starting defensive line with Mazi Smith, Marshawn Kneeland, and a couple other guys, I thought Mazi Smith.
That's fine. Look, maybe let's bounce back and forth.
That's kind of what I thought when you brought up Mazi Smith. I thought that's what you were doing.
Well, no, I also thought that he played pretty well, but I thought you had a reason that maybe.
So if you see this play, I don't know if this is brought up right now, but he has on this running. I don't think it's this play, but we'll watch Mazi Smith on the line here. Look at that's good penetration. Took the block on. He just didn't have a linebacker filling in behind him. But there's a really nice play. He gets double teamed on this one, and he fights through it. So Mazi gets double teamed, guy chips on him, and the running back's forced to cut back and gets tackled by Marshawn Kneeland. And then on this second play, they give this is, I believe, the screenplay to the running back. Sorry, this is still a run. Mazi again, get in there. Got first contact, right?
Yep.
And then this is the screenplay to the left side of the screen. Mazi Smith reads that's his screen, chases the guy down, makes the tackle. In limited snaps, this was one of his only drives of the game, really. And then this is the one that we watched where he takes on the single coverage or the double coverage there, but battles through it and makes the tackle. I don't hate it, man. I think for me, Mazi showed, and we've been pretty critical of Mazi Smith. We weren't fans of the pick when it happened, but I got to give him some props for how he played on Sunday.
Okay, well, he gets stock up, man.
He gets stock up. I mean, I guess Chris is in the chat. What do you think of your Michigan boy there, Chris? Did Mazi deserve a stock up or a wage a stock down? Correct him if you got him.
Hey, now, no. I was stock up, but it just when I was writing the list, there's confusion. Yeah. I thought Ant wanted him in stock down, and I thought he had a reason for it. That's why I was babbling my way through an intro.
No, sorry, that's my bad. No, I thought Mazi was played well.
I think we're good. So I look, it was positive. I guess it's for me really hard to say because I'm kind of wanting that Donald DT, but that's just so few and far between, man. And if he can just help stop that penetration, that first line penetration. Ooh,
if he can just hold off the blocks enough for the linebackers to make plays, that's all he has to do. And if we get if he can get the occasional tackle for a loss, or if he can get a sack, that's all bonus. But his job is to hold the line. Yep. Right? His job is to stay on that line of scrimmage and battle, and then let your linebackers, your athletic big linebackers, clean up the trash. It's like in the Mighty Ducks.
Big fella gives him a C+.
Yeah, and that's pretty good, considering a lot of his games last year weren't passing grades. So I think a C+ is the right trend for Mazi Smith.
Hey, A's and C's get degrees, baby.
You ain't wrong there, buddy.
You ain't wrong.
Okay. But then I guess if we're talking spectrums, Trey Lance is on that lower spectrum of, no real big change, but stock down, and Mazi Smith's on that.
Which you could have.
Stock up.
Yeah, exactly.
No
you
real
probably
big
could have
change.
just had Mazi plain.
But yeah, exactly. But that's our range.
Yeah.
And now we're moving to the next one. Let's do another stock up because we got a couple more or one more.
Okay.
And it's a good one to talk about. Our boy picked up from where he left off. I'm having a little bit of a.
Hey man, we're all back in the studio.
We are back in the studio.
Picked up from where he left off last year. DeMarvion Overshown, and what a spectacular player. He's looking like he's going to do exactly what everyone expects him to do in 2024.
Well, are you able to find a little Twitter post from him? Because he didn't play much. I think he was only out there for maybe 2 drives.
But you saw him.
Which is good news because obviously he's being planned to get, utilized.
Yeah, if he's only out there for a couple drives and you're noticing him, that's a big deal. And he looked fast. Sometimes when people are coming off of crazy injuries, so we got some plays here.
Overshown.
So you see him on the left up top. He's in the left beside Damone Clark there, reads the play, and then just out there with a tackle.
Nice and quick. Looks slender.
He looks good.
But he is what? 235,
Well,
240?
watch his reaction, though. So he cuts in, sees it's going outside, and he's off that block. He doesn't let that block touch him at all.
Yeah.
He keeps the block. He sheds the block, pushes him aside, and then his speed gets you. And a lot of the time, when guys are coming back from an ACL injury, they don't have this type of burst. Like, he's going against a running back, and he meets the running back at the line of scrimmage. So that was a great play.
Yeah, we don't get to necessarily see the tackle as much from the video that Alex is playing. There we go. There you go.
Well, here.
I don't like.
I don't know what happened.
I sometimes.
It's because I zoomed in.
It did a double zoom. There it is.
Oh,
he's
there we
there.
go. Oh,
Nice
yeah.
tackle.
Get it.
And he's jacked up. Easy, though. Don't be kicking those legs out like that.
Do you think he's saying "let's go" or "here we go" or
I got him.
I got him.
I got you, Scott. Boston.
Put it on my stat sheet.
That's a good play. You see your second-year linebacker coming off a knee injury doing that. That's a stock up, and it's the reason it's a stock up. Sure, he didn't play very many plays, but you could have expected, if he just went out there and played a few plays and didn't do much, you would have been happy. But he's flying around the field, doing shit, making moves, taking people out. So you watch him here. I love his created player in Madden armbands too. So he reacts. He's got a guy on him, and he just takes out the block and helps.
That's the one where
Mazi chased it down.
Mazi chased it down. Now in this one, I like because he was on the left side on the first one, and now he's on the right side. So
yeah, so he's weak side linebacker. So whatever the short hash is,
that's normal.
So wherever the small side of the field is where your boy Overshown will be.
Well, you learn something new every day.
But those 2 plays, sure, wasn't a lot, but enough for me to be excited.
There he is. He loves football. That's all I have to say. And I will be a proud jersey owner.
Is he dancing the way that Bot G claimed that he was going to be dancing then?
He did.
Yeah. Yeah. So there you go. Stock up on him. And that's like average stock up, I think.
Oh, everyone's excited for him. I don't think there's a Cowboys fan out there that's not excited to see DeMarvion Overshown in a real game. Because he's his trend from last year, he was we were all stoked to watch him, and then he just kept going, and then boom, injury. But he's still at that trajectory. When he's on the field, he makes plays. So again, I don't know if you even see him much more against Las Vegas. You might see him for a series or 2, but probably not a whole bunch.
Yeah, maybe. That you always worry about the injury, even though it's like
you're gonna
have to play 18.
I want to see this. I want to see this dude in a regular season game. I'm confident he looks good. He's moving well. Let's just seal him up for the regular season.
You got anything to add on?
Nope.
No chat. Nothing in chat.
No, the chat right now. Ayla Isabel is hard defending Trey Lance.
Yeah, which is fine.
Get over it, Ayla.
We told her. Is it Ayla or Aaliyah?
Aaliyah.
Get over it, Aaliyah.
And we just said if you're a fan of Trey Lance, that's cool. That's fine. Don't get upset when people aren't happy. I'm a fan of Dak Prescott. The guy gets slandered more than any quarterback in the league.
That's true.
Another funny thing about the Trey Lance thing is everyone's like, I've never seen a quarterback 3 get this much hate. I'm like, well, what about a quarterback 1 who was second in MVP voting last year, get fucking dogged by everybody, but nobody gives a shit.
Yeah.
So like, I'm again, if it's a player you like, who cares if other people don't agree with that you think he's going to be good? Because if he ends up being good, you can say you were there from the day one, and then we can all backpedal and say, well, yeah,
the most interesting thing that I in this conversation Bot G was just talking. I mean, she's just saying why she rides really hard for Trey Lance. Just she likes the story, and she just doesn't feel like he's had enough time from college into the NFL to actually show his potential, and that's why he's so unsure. So I get it. I'm not in the camp of like, I don't want to invest in a quarterback to have them develop for the next 3 years when we have someone who should have been MVP last year right in front of us, right? Have him sit on the pine and learn over the next 2-3 years, and if he's the future, let him be the future 3 years from now. That's
if
my
he's
thought.
The future 3 years from now at 27 years old, you got a fucking problem.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, ideally the Cowboys, if you're going to ride with Dak for the next 4 or 5 years, you do need to get a young quarterback in there to then have some sort of progression moving forward at some point.
At that
right?
point, I'm drafting.
That's what.
Yeah,
that's what I meant.
Drafting like a Jordan Love and then having him ride the pine for 3 years. Then he comes out at like 23. And
I like that approach, and we don't see it. We don't see it very often.
And that's
in the
the thing
NFL.
I tell people: if you don't like Dak Prescott and you want Dak Prescott to get passed over by somebody, say I'd rather someone being like, I hope the Cowboys move on from Dak Prescott and they draft a quarterback next year. I would that makes more sense to me than saying Trey Lance should be the starter, because right now Trey Lance being the starter doesn't make sense to me.
Bocce says, hey, maybe the Cowboys will trade Trey to the Vikings with JJ McCarthy getting hurt.
Shit.
Let's fucking hope.
I mean, like, look, that would be a solid, I mean, that type of capital would be great. If Trey Lance does ball out in the next 2 preseason games, then you possibly do have some cachet to go out and try to make trades like that.
They ain't getting anything more than a 6th.
Yeah, and I guess the other thing too is his contract next year. I think is 24 or 25 million, but let's say it's the latter, just for argument's sake. That would still be a great contract considering what quarterbacks are being paid now. But I can't see if Trey Lance balls out. I can't see him wanting to like play a year on just that $125 million contract. You know, he's going to want to re-sign for something.
Sorry.
Well, and again, like when you look at what happened in that game, when Cooper Rush, when Coop and the boys took over the ship and he went 5-1 or 4-1, 5-1,
5-1, yep.
We didn't see a lot of like deep threats with him, but
5-1,
5-1.
Actually, it might have been 4-1.
Might have been 4-1.
I think it's 5-1 as a record or as a starter.
Right, yeah. So 4-1 when he took over for Dak, but I mean, there wasn't a lot of like big plays that he made. He just maintained the ship. I actually like seeing in the preseason that he made a pretty large throw. I want to see a quarterback get that deep ball in somebody's hands. So it actually looks like, I mean, the person whose stock is probably going up right now, if Trey Lance is going to be QB2 and they're going to ride with Trey, Cooper Rush is in a very solid position because there is going to be a team out there that's going to want that backup quarterback.
Well, what's more telling? What's more telling that Cooper Rush played 3 plays? That's it.
Yeah.
They're pretty confident what they have
with the best play of the game.
With the best play of the game. I just looking at our draft board here, and we kind of touched on it a little bit. This is NFL news. The Vikings 10th overall pick, JJ McCarthy, out for season. Oof. The craziest thing about that is they traded up. They traded up to get him.
Yeah.
With the New York Jets. So
I mean, I hate hearing stuff like that because
you don't want to ever hear it.
You don't want someone to have an out for season thing like that. And then you look at what the Vikings went through with Jefferson last season. And then, so it sucks, but not our team. And we kicked their butts when we were there. So,
well, you just wonder, like, I always wonder this, and this is just the conspiracist inside of me, but do the players get through some physical, but know they have an ailment? And then, I want to get that top 10 money. I'm not saying JJ McCarthy planned this, but it's just so odd that you go through school and then in a preseason practice tear a meniscus.
But all teams do their own.
They do their own physicals.
They do their own.
I know, but stuff can still slip by. Like,
but you know what I mean, though? Like, I'm just saying it takes the conspiracy aspect of it, because if I was trying to bring you on my team, I got my Dr. Bandwagon Boy 1. I'm bringing him in to do all the tests on you so that if they find a meniscus or something like that, then we're like, we're
That's
not,
just
we're not.
that is just.
But maybe teams did see that. Maybe teams did see that, and the Vikings didn't, right?
Or
So
they saw it and they were
also
like, it's not
a concern.
It's not a major concern.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
that makes sense to me. Like it could have been something, and they just thought, oh, it's nothing.
But can you even like flag a meniscus?
A meniscus is weird because
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's one of those injuries that it's not like, oh, this like all of his flexibility is there. He's cutting. He's not like everything's good, and it just takes that one moment of weird kind of pressure on it, right?
You know what I think's more of a conspiracy is the Vikings being like, okay, you need to get surgery done. This is going to take you out for the year. Now they don't have to take heat when they don't start their 10th overall pick and decide to go with Darnold instead.
I like that. I mean, I like that conspiracy
seems
a bit more.
You know what I mean? Because you know, if you put Darnold in and he starts playing bad and you got your 10th overall pick sitting there.
Hey, that's a good conspircy. Ann.
That's a very good conspiracy.
Because
I listen to Joe Rogan.
Because yeah, there you go.
Drogan.
I actually don't, but I just thought it'd be funny to say.
It was.
Thanks.
Then if you have him still being able to come out practice,
We're talking practice
and throw the ball and yet not have to deal with that pressure of bringing him in. We started this conversation talking about how we like it when teams are able to let a guy ride on the pine for 2-3 years, because the NFL has this problem. If we go full circle now, the NFL does have this problem where it's like as soon as this young guy gets drafted, he's expected to start in the NFL. And that's what I do on my Madden franchise. Because I want to squeeze every damn fucking. I want to break all the stats.
He's your 10th overall pick.
Yeah,
he's got to be.
He's your created player, Aloysius or whatever.
Aloysius.
Junkie L.
Yeah. Here, this one's for JJ McCarthy.
Yeah,
sorry.
toss me one, son.
Crack if you got him. Sorry, not to cut you off. You keep going there, AJ. I just wanted to crack it.
That was a good throw. The DB had
soft.
The DB had no chance on that one.
No, got to throw him where my player can catch him and not the DB. So, but yeah, it's just very frustrating, and I don't know if we're ever going to be able to see it again. But you think back to a lot of quarterbacks that were great in the past, and they often had or not even just quarterbacks, but players in general. They often had a couple years to reach that point where a number one pick now is like, if you're not performing in the first 2 years and you're thrown out there, which obviously you'd think, okay, that's going to gain you the most amount of experience, right? But it's also real difficult to learn under or to add on that pressure as well as learning, right? So I don't know. Everyone learns differently, but specifically for quarterbacks, they probably perform a lot
easy.
Fucking get control, bro.
Easy.
They perform better if they had more time.
Yeah, I agree. So back to the stock up, stock down. Who's our next stock down?
Next stock down is Kalen Carson.
Is there any stats on, or is there any vids on him that we could watch him get burned?
Oh, hang on.
This is I've been off it for a while.
Tax has been dead.
You're saying Kalen Carson's stock down?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, he didn't have a very good game.
I think this one is a bit of a polarized view because I have heard people say good things and
at training camp, yeah, he's been playing really good at training camp, but in the game, most of the big plays were against him. So for me, it was
for me?
For me, man, yeah.
Kalen Carson.
No one even ripped him apart. So maybe I just saw something else.
Well, do you just want me to bring up his stats then? Because I can't find any.
Yeah, I don't even know. The DB stats or cornerback stats are kind of hard to even look at, but it was mainly for me. Like I said, there was
your eyeball test, right?
Yeah, I eyeball test him, and this to me, if you can say, well, Trey Lance was playing with 2s and 3s. Well, Kalen Carson was playing against 2 and 3 wide receivers. So if he gets going against guys that are number 1s, if you're getting burned by 2s and 3s with Stetson Bennett throwing the ball, well, it's going to be pretty tricky to do your thing.
Dude, go ahead and get your chance.
Well, let's see what Cowboys Wire has to say. They got within this is Kalen Carson, and that's the one we're going to be focusing on. But if we happen to pass by something else, you know how we side quest.
You know how that's a good size right there.
Yeah, 3 things to love about Cowboys facing
Well, I
the
think
Rams.
this was before the game happened, possibly.
This came out 2 days.
Okay, so maybe they updated it.
But they have to throw
August 10th?
No, August. Yeah, that was before the game.
Oh, so maybe they did update it. It
They
said 2 days
updated
ago.
it. Smart. That they clickbaited us. They updated us.
Okay, well,
CeeDee Lamb still not there.
There is this film study. Oh, that's film study.
That's 2 days ago.
It's 18 minutes
Oh,
long.
yeah, we can't do that.
But it's on YouTube, and so.
Ooh, I'm gonna watch that after though.
We'll have to watch it
I do
after.
like watching a deep dive on.
But
I love just sitting back and just being in bed at night and then watching someone do film study, even if I had no idea who this person is, but they're breaking down like a Kalen Carson because it's the exact person I want to see, and you just watch. You get to watch all their plays over in succession.
He had outside leverage.
His outside leverage, he was inside. The receiver is inside shade.
He chipped it because he had help over the top.
You're doing this. Yeah. Adam, what are you doing? I'm just watching. I'm watching film study.
I'm watching film study.
No, he just goes, Kalen Carson.
Kalen Carson.
What about this, Kalen Carson?
Crack him if you got him, son.
Crack him if you got him, son.
Anth, give me some of your insights on Kalen Carson. I didn't
got
really.
burned.
Yeah,
He was getting burned.
I did see a couple comments in chat about him being burned.
There was three first,
but it was coming from
Ultra Cowboy?
Ultra. So
so there was
you never know.
Ultra was going.
I didn't know which side.
Ultra's
I didn't
like,
know which
cut him.
Ultra it was.
Ultra's like, cut him. No, he at the
Did
start
he
of the
say
game.
cut him?
Yeah, right away. He's a bust. Cut him. It's like, dude, come on. He's a 5th round pick. But there was multiple plays at the start of the game when it was 3rd and long or 4th and long, and he got beat. So maybe I was a little bit too quick to judge him and say stock down, but there was so much hype and talk coming from training camp that I just felt like I felt a little let down and a little surprised by him getting burned so many times.
Well, you know what? He's gonna learn. Okay, and listen.
Listen.
Look, Kalen.
Look.
Can I call you Kalen?
Look,
Kalen.
Kalen.
Look.
CC.
Yo, CC. I know you're listening, and we just want to say no hate. Okay, this is the type of tough love that you get with CanFan, and sometimes it's all dick sucking. So you get to that dick sucking side, and you may regret it.
One interception in the regular season, and I don't give a shit
Oh,
what
yeah.
he did
Exactly.
week 1 in the preseason.
Yeah. He's my guy.
I told you he was a dog.
Well, yeah. EJ Savage is saying Carson's a dog.
Well, he is, but he still didn't. Anyone that said he had a good preseason game wasn't watching the preseason game. He got burned multiple times, and guys caught him. And Stetson Bennett and Joe Blow Whittington and other guys that are 2s and 3s were making plays against him. So I also had Eric Scott Jr. there who had a pick eventually. But they were both getting burned throughout most of the game.
He's saying Carson's allowed completions, but they were all for like 3 to 6 yards.
That's not true. That's not true. There was a big play on 3rd down. One of the very first downs he got burned on. And even if they were only 3 to 6, he gave up 3 first downs against 2s and 3s.
Take that, EJ Savage, even though we love you so much.
I love EJ Savage, and I hope Kalen Carson, they call him Seatbelt, is a stud. But to me, it was a stock down because I was so excited to see him.
Hopefully
Okay.
he's
been a dog in training camp.
Hopefully he's seatbelt and not speed bump.
Or airbag.
Or air. Oh yeah. Oh,
Because you got to
Lord.
do something with part of a car.
Yeah, it's got to be. It's on the road. Something on the road.
Rug mat.
Rugman.
Because everyone steps on him.
Ooh, Aaliyah says Carson doesn't allow a lot of yards, even if he doesn't break up pass or intercept it.
But if you give a first down, who gives a shit if it's only 3 yards? If you give up a first down, every time somebody tries to get 6 yards on you, that's not good.
Our boots on the ground, Eric Serrato says, I think Carson just needs to get past the nerves of playing on Sunday. He's done very well in practice.
So let crack him if you got
Crack him if you
So
got
let's
him.
rewind. This is called stock up, stock down. To me,
rewind.
his stock is down. So next week, his stock could be up. Trey Lance's stock could be up. Mozzie's could be down.
This is based on the.
I'm not saying the guy sucks dick. I'm just saying he didn't have as good as a game as I expected, and that's why he has stock down.
Okay, so EJ's saying he allowed 1 pass early in the game for more than the little gains, but afterwards he looked good. So I think we're gonna have to look. We have Anth, who was running the Millennium Falcon. He was using an eyeball test. We got EJ Savage, who we trust and we appreciate.
Well, I mean, EJ said he only let up 3 to 6 yards, and then he went back and said he gave up a big pass. So I don't know.
He said he allowed 1 pass early in the game for more than the little gains, but afterwards he looked good.
EJ, we're gonna have you on, and you and Anth can have it out with one another. It's been too long.
It's his fucking stock up or stock down. His stock is down.
Ooh, Boots says stock down this week on Carson.
Also,
100% it was.
I do have high hopes because I'm looking for a Cowboys player to represent that Marvel superhero name, and Kalen Carson.
Oh yeah,
really fits that.
And I will also say this: it was tough when we were doing the stock up, stock down to actually find guys that we thought stock down on.
That's right. Look, we are being very critical.
Yes.
We're-
Besides Trey Lance, he was 100% stock down.
Whoa, baby!
Take that.
You've just been Zuckerberged. Okay, let's get back to stock up.
Yeah, stock up's more fun.
Stock up's more fun because if people disagree with us, we just laugh and go on. But when it's stock down, it becomes like, hey, you want to put baby in a corner? Huh? You going to put baby in a corner? You're going to put three?
As long as it's not around the quarterback, I love a stock up, stock down debate.
Well, realistically, Kalen Carson only gave up 3 to 6 yards per play, except for that giant first down he gave up at the very start.
Okay, and explain this too. So Whopper says judging a CB off of one game is wild. We're not. This is just a stock.
Guys,
it's just a week to week stock up, stock down.
Hey guys, get your fucking tampons out and just relax. Like,
guys, stocks go up and down every second of the day. We're just doing a weekly stock up and stock
yeah, we're not
down.
saying kick the guy off the team unless your name's Trey Lance.
Cut or keep. Like, we're not saying cut or keep.
We're not saying cut or keep.
Dak Prescott could come in, have a stock down game, and still be the starting quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys, even if Cooper Rush and Trey Lance had a stock up game.
And back to this, if Kalen Carson gets an interception in the regular season at any point of the season, I don't give a shit about preseason week 1 at all.
No.
At all.
Hey, we're making fucking content.
Yeah.
Settle down. Okay, everyone.
Marshawn Kneeland, stock up.
No. Yes.
And
Good.
EJ
I got a video.
And once we're done with all of ours, I'll tell you what EJ's stock up, stock down is.
Perfect.
Okay. Yeah. I definitely want to see that.
Not. Just kidding. I yoke because it's fun.
I guess there's no.
Here's every snap from Dallas
Doesn't
Cowboys
matter.
second round pick Marshawn Kneeland.
Oh, and this guy put a little
Ooh, the arrow.
I like
Thank
that.
you. I appreciate that.
Marshawn Kneeland, I mean, this is one thing that all Cowboys fans could get up on, that he had a very good game.
Look, he's switching sides.
In limited snaps, he played very well. He had bursts. There's that DeMarvian Overshown tackle. I do like this because you get to watch him even on plays that he's not necessarily making the play, but you get to see what he's doing. So there he's got outside contained. Held his position pretty good. There's Kalen Carson giving up 5 yards.
Shut down the run. The quarterback had to throw there or throw it away.
Kneeland takes the block. There it is. Sheds the block, makes the pop. Only for a minimal gain.
Ooh, say it again.
Takes the pop, sheds the block.
No, sheds the block, takes the pop.
Takes the pop.
I can even remember what I said.
You black out sometimes when you say something great?
I just talk and
Stetson Bennett with a rollout. That's not, is that...
Yeah, he played the whole game.
He looks like a big boy out there.
He has some good moves. 27-year-old Stetson Bennett.
Nice and strong.
4 interceptions and still wins the game.
He's not really beating the tackles, but the tackles are having a problem with him.
He's pushing them back though. That's the nice thing.
And if the quarterback holds on too long, it's going to be a problem.
That last play, when you saw the second level fucking a whiff on that drag route there, and then we still were able to shut it down. I thought that just looking at that should have been an end zone play there.
Bennett gets the ball out quickly though.
I mean, I was a Stetson Bennett guy in our mock drafts. I'm just gonna say it right now. I was a Stetson Bennett boy in our mock drafts.
He threw 4 fucking interceptions.
I know. I said him in our mock draft.
Yeah, you threw 4 interceptions though.
He won the game.
Yeah, but I don't think that. I think that says more about Trey Lance than it does about Stetson Bennett.
You're not. Hey, you're not
back to
wrong.
Marshawn Kneeland. Stock up. And we're not expecting him to have 10 sacks in a year. He's kind of like a DeMarcus Lawrence who we're expecting to help out with the run game.
Yeah.
And he's going to.
Yeah, and unfortunately on a lot of these clips here, they're running away from him or moving the ball away from his side of the field. So we're not really able to see how he does. But look, he's competitive. Big hope and big I want him to succeed. I want to see him on the field. So that could also be pushing my point of view into a stock up for Kneeland.
You're biased.
I'm biased. Okay, next stock down, Daddy.
Gosh, here we go.
Eric Scott Jr.
Again, he was getting burned. He had an interception, but he was getting burned, and he gave up multiple first downs. So there's high hope for Eric Scott Jr. and there's high hope for Kalen Carson, who they're young and they're going to make mistakes. You think about Trevon Diggs' first year as a cornerback in the NFL, he got burned a bunch. Well, this is his interception. So they're saying here, Eric Scott Jr., you have redeemed yourself because he'd essentially been getting burned most of the game.
Yeah.
Here I was yelling screech shot because I thought I was going to be doing a screech shot because it looked like he had some speed. But they're saying he redeemed himself because he had been taken to the woodshed a couple times earlier in that game.
Yeah. Look, Eric Scott Jr., here's the thing about him. He just needs to work on not letting the other team catch the football. It's that simple.
Can we actually look at Whittington Jr.'s catches? He plays for the Rams. I just want to see who he was, because there should be a highlight for him. And I want to just
Whittington Jr.
Or maybe he's not even a junior, but okay. So that's Eric Scott missing that tackle there and letting him go. That's a 2nd and 11.
Oh,
This is that same one.
Okay.
So there's Eric Scott just missing it. And then we got Whittington here again. Deep one. That's Kalen Carson. That's a 10-yard or 15-yard gain. Oh, and then there's the Eric Scott Jr. one. So 2 of the guys stock down with big plays on them.
Got to make those tackles.
Those are so that was probably the first one with Kalen Carson. That was probably the one EJ was talking about that he had the big play on.
Right.
Here we go again. Stetson dropping back. That one's caught.
Oh, big smasher.
Wanye Thomas with the big hit.
Yay comes in there.
But
I'm gonna do it
Eric
like Al
Scott-
Harris says it. Yay.
Eric Scott giving up another first down there.
Yeah.
He's not Wanye to me anymore. He's Yay.
He's yay. Again, Stetson rolling out. Catch completed on, who's that? Eric Scott Jr.
Boys, we got some breaking news here right now.
What?
Giants trade DT Jordan Phillips to Cowboys for a pick swap in 2026, 6 for a 7th.
Okay, well, let's draft buzz this, or let's get some PFF on this
Hang
guy.
on. Hold the motherfucking
We got
phone.
some breaking news. Okay, who?
So Giants trade defensive tackle Jordan Phillips to Cowboys for a pick swap in 2026, 6th for their 7th.
So just by looking at him, he's been on the Bills.
Yeah, he's a veteran. The chat's saying he's going to be good for our run defense.
He's a big boy. He's a big boy. Can we get him on PFF, AJ?
Yep.
Are you showing the people live? Show them you doing this.
It's up there.
Okay, yeah.
I love
Earlier
do it
on,
live.
I mean, like maybe 15 minutes ago, Whopper said Jordan Phillips, boys, and I
6'6", 341.
Hey, Chris! Hey, big Chris, is he big enough for us? Woo!
6'6", 341. That gets me going.
2nd round pick by the Dolphins in 2015. So he's
been on multiple teams. He's been on the Dolphins, the Bills, and 2023. You got to side in here, AJ.
What's going on? Okay, hang on. Let me
Hey,
make
hang
sure.
on.
we're
Okay,
not
there we
doing-
go. Hey, I got off. Sign in. Oh yeah, we got people coming in. Just saying.
Oh, jeez. He's dehydrated.
Oof.
Overall, 35.8. Granted, he was on the Giants last year. I wonder if we can look at years past. Yeah, okay. This is better that we can look at his full. Does it show past seasons?
Right here. Not the best window.
So, I
yeah, it
mean,
works.
Oh, Cowboys Chris is saying yes in capital letters.
He's good size. He's good size, but man, he's which is tough to show because even Big Hank with the Cowboys last year,
Yeah.
if you looked at his PFF, it wasn't great.
Well, this doesn't bode well. I mean, but he must have like his run defense. I have to say, I don't know.
Well,
guys.
let's check Hankins. Check Hankins just so that we can get some.
And go and you could pull up some highlights.
I don't know if he's gonna have it. Highlights.
Well, look, I mean, he went from Miami to Buffalo to Arizona to Buffalo.
He jumps around.
Is it John Hankins?
Arizona.
Aaliyah Isabel says, keep in mind he's usually hurt often.
Just what we need.
Miami to Buffalo to Arizona to Buffalo to New York. Didn't play a game for New York. Traded to the Cowboys.
This is one of those guys that our boy
got something up my sleeve.
Barry Grant Jr. would say this is one of those dollar bargain bazaar bin trades.
You got to also give the benefit though to the guy's been in the league since 2015.
Yeah.
Like so they have kept him around.
Yep.
But they call him a jag, just another guy.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey,
Whopper's saying Phillips is a dog.
He's big, 6'6", 340. That's a big dude.
Phillips
Okay,
had
Hankins-
double-digit sacks a few years back, I think.
So
Says
Hankins
EJ Savage.
definitely.
Hankins also had pretty fucking dehydrated the last 3 years.
Last 3 years. Like, look at him with that's what I mean with Dallas.
And maybe it's just one of those things where you just want that guy to get in there and help salvage a couple reps and get some of our younger guys a bit more skill set.
Look at Jenkins with the Giants. Jenkins with the Giants. Sorry, Hankins. I was thinking the Jags.
Just another Hanks.
Look at Hankins with the Giants at the start of his career.
Well, that's what Jerry was thinking. I know a guy who started with the Giants and did well for us. His name is Big John Hankins.
So, I mean, we'll see. It's a big body.
Sorry, 9.5 sacks in 2019, EJ was saying is probably his highest sack ratio.
Which for a defensive tackle is pretty good.
Yeah. Well, I care more about just plugging up, giving our linebackers a little bit more time to either rush in there, plug the gaps.
Plug the gaps up. The thing with this, it's just saying that they're not confident with the depth that they have.
That's true.
So Rodgers, and you saw it in the preseason game. We should have had a couple more stock down with some of our defensive tackles because with R2s and 3s, the offensive line for the Rams were just blasting through. There was no penetration, and that's a move for that. So,
well, let's quickly hop over to our last stock down. Then we'll do our final 2 stock ups.
Yep,
and they're good ones. Last stock down, Ryan Flournoy. Again, I think a lot of this is predicated on the expectations. Maybe there weren't fair expectations, but we all got excited about the kid. And even in training camp, he had some kind of high moments and low moments. It was a pretty wide range. And so he's still a young dude. Looks like he has the physical traits, but had a big fumble in the preseason.
Couple drops. I imagine he ends up hitting the practice squad. Someone might end up taking him. You got to think the Cowboys, if they take, and I'm just going to go quickly here, say they take 6 wide receivers, CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Cooks, Jalen Tolbert, Jalen Brooks, Cravante Turpin, and probably Jalen Cropper. Those are 6 guys. And Flournoy hasn't showed anything to surpass those guys, where Cropper and Brooks both had plays in the Rams game, and Jalen Tolbert didn't even play. So stock down a little bit on Flournoy.
And stock down was hard to do this week.
It was hard to do. I'm sure we could have picked guys on the defensive line enough, but I just don't know enough about those players. So I'll have to deep dive a little bit more.
You get what you get, and you don't get upset.
You don't get what, how do you pronounce? You're not pronouncing it right. His parents told us how to pronounce it.
Flournoy.
It's Flournoy.
Well, it's Flournoy.
It's Flournoy.
So AJ can't even say Malik. Do you think we're going to change how we say Flournoy?
It's spelled Flournoy.
Yeah, you just be happy we're not saying Flournoy. We're Canadian.
Flournoy.
Hey, you just said it. Flournoy.
Yeah, but there's an
easy if you take the R out.
There's an R.
Well, I'm just telling you how his parents told Boots and I to say it. Flournoy.
Well,
Flournoy.
They might not know how to say their own. Okay.
Okay, stock up. Let's rally them up.
Tyler Guyton had a really good.
Our
Guyton. I'm sorry. And let me pull up. Oh, I think I fucked it. I moved it. So just give me a quick second.
Well, I'll talk about him. So
yeah, go ahead.
While we're talking about Tyler Guyton's game against the Rams, we're going to see him week 1 against the Browns because Chuma Edoga is out, like Ad had mentioned earlier in the cast, for about 4 to 6 weeks. So you're going to see our Guyton start for the Cowboys week 1, which we predicted. Yeah, did it happen how we wanted it to? No, because it's still nice to have Edoga there as depth. But Guyton will be out there as our guy week 1 against Miles, Garrett, and the Browns.
Our Guyton's not going to not see a starting rep, in my opinion. Doesn't mean he's going to play every effing snap. That's a little bit, unrealistic.
EJ Savage had a post. I believe it was Guyton.
Ooh, you're going to go to EJ Savage.
Of course, our boy puts in the work. I want to showcase it to Can Fanamaniacs.
Go ahead and hit EJ Savage up. I think this is it here.
EJ Savage, boys in the zone. We got to get EJ Savage on. EJ, if you're around Saturday, feel free to hop on the pregame.
So, Adam, you want to take a stab at these positives? And
okay, so
the negs?
solid usage.
Well, you're cut.
Whoa. Solid. Okay, pause it.
Stock down on Adam. Stock down on Adam.
Solid usage of independent hands and pass protection. Good job mirroring pass rushers and staying balanced and patient at the point of attack. Better hands overall, not missing as much as previously expected based on college film. Possess good strength at point of attack in the run game, pinning defenders and opening running lanes. Trust his athleticism to get outside and push rushers wide while also being aware of inside rushers in his left guard if his left guard needs help. And showed nice quickness off the snap and utilize his length all night, all day, all long, baby.
That was really erotic, EJ.
Yeah, EJ, you getting erotic.
This is great.
son?
Thanks for putting this out there. Anyone who was wondering what the hell are these guys talking about, head over to just search Boys in the Zone on Twitter, and if you Google EJ Savage, I believe he'll pop up his YouTube and other accounts. But sorry, here are
give
the
me the negatives. Can get too hasty in run blocking assignments, opting to double team a defender instead of getting to the second level on pin and pulls. Got caught expecting a speed rush to the edge and overextended himself, forcing him to flare his arm wide to catch the inside move from the edge. Does show whiffs, misses with hands, as previously noted in college as a concern. Has cleaned this up a lot already.
Okay, so here's just some video film of Guyton. Our Guyton. But yeah, I thought he was really impressive. And when I looked at all this film here, he is a fence post. And I wish there was something I could work into his name, like Tyler Guyton. I wish there was like fence post.
Tyler, I'm the fence post Guyton.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm the fence post Guyton. Hey, there you go.
I'm the fence post Guyton.
But our Guyton just is so much more better.
There's on the Trey Lance's nice scrabble, which that was pretty legit.
Yeah, but definitely, look, beautiful thing to see. I don't know if it was always in him or he's just had a really good game, whatever it is, but this was really great to see, especially with the Chuma Edoga injury.
Yes, you're completely right.
If you have a guy that size, if you have a Guyton that size who can be athletic the way he is, like, how do you expect him to be a fucking flub?
And wait till you have him beside Tyler Smith.
Oh,
Those are some big, that's a wall, dude. There, that was a nice one there. He pancaked that dude. Go back to that one, AJ.
Yep.
EJ saying that he was actually the top-rated rookie tackle that played in the preseason, according to PFF.
I believe it. Well, watch this hit coming up here. Watch the tackle here. Is this the one right here? Drives him.
Yep.
Boom.
Oh,
that's a car crash right there, son.
Well, he's just like, he is huge.
He's massive.
And he's got a huge, like, I don't know if his arm span is actually huge in terms of the measurements, but it looks big.
That last play, too, was the Flournoy fumble. You see him fumble it at the very end of the play.
Oh, shit.
Fuck Flournoy.
But yeah, great things. And
like how I said the R there?
I do.
Look, man, if the Cowboys have happened to hit on a starting left tackle and a starting right guard in the last 3 years,
it's insane.
That's pretty fucking good, and especially if they're elite. Now we're getting ahead of ourselves, and that's what we're supposed to do here. Final stock up is Marquese Bell.
And he had an interception. He was getting his.
Seems to be on tape a lot.
He was on tape a lot. He was getting in there making tackles. Again, he's back to his natural position at safety. They had him playing that hybrid safety linebacker thing in the Dan Quinn defense. Now he's back to safety, and I think this makes our safety room, dudes. Last year we said S tier, and I'm still sticking with S tier.
Double S tier?
Yeah, well, because going into the season last year, I had high hopes for Jaron Kearse, and I think having Marquese Bell step up in Jaron Kearse's spot.
Now you get him on the field more.
It's just such a good change.
And
sorry, go ahead.
We have no problem with Hooker and Dono Dub out there.
Oh, yeah, Dono Dub's a beast.
So, do you think that playing in the linebacker role or that hybrid position, but the linebacker role last season is going to help him in that safety role?
Totally.
And why?
It's going to make him want to hit more. When there's a chance for him to hit, he's going to be like a Dono Dub where he can hit. But now you're going to get his natural athletic ability where he can intercept the ball. He had a chance with a couple interceptions.
He did.
Ended up getting one, which we'll take. But he was around the ball and he was mucking it up at the line of scrimmage, making tackles when linebackers weren't. So it's nice. I think Marquese Bell and Juanye Thomas are going to kind of fight their way into the, maybe not the starting lineup, but the big time rotation.
Okay, BWB3, aka Bandwagon Baba, says, what stock does McCoy get? He was on the whole game.
Who the fuck is McCoy?
He was on the whole game, she says.
I think it was McCoy, one of the defensive linemen.
Let's take a look.
I don't even know what
Bandwagon
number to look
Baba
at.
with just like a curveball. What stock does McCoy get? I don't know. I don't even remember seeing a guy named McCoy.
She goes, damn autocorrect. The Rams coach, McVay.
Fuck coaches, Cam, man.
McVay gets too pretty to be a coach.
Oh, you know what? Bandwagon Baba comes in there with the frickin'
She's
the
like
comedy and the autocorrect, the Apple iPhone autocorrect gets her.
Got
And
it,
she did it
got it.
twice. So she goes McCoy, and then she wrote McCoy again. And I was like, okay, so what? We're supposed to know this?
That's when you grabbed the book?
That's when I grabbed the book. I'm like, who the fuck is McCoy?
Do you like that I have the book over there because I had to bust it out?
Oh yeah, the book over here. So we got this book at training camp. We got them all over the place. We only brought back one last year, which was a big mistake. The training camp 2024 book is going to be critical for the next couple weeks, and then it's just a nice
and those cups.
Oh, the cups are stacked up. We got 15 of them upstairs.
So our final list, and then let's go hop over to EJ Savage's. Stock up: Mazi Smith, DeMarvion Overshown, Marshawn Kneeland, Tyler Guyton, our Guyton, and Marquese Bell. Stock down: Trey Lance, Kalen Carson, Eric Scott Jr., and Ryan Flournoy. Now take all of that with a grain of salt.
Yeah,
We're going into week 2.
Week 2, again, I was mucking it up, and that I haven't went back and rewatched the preseason games, which I don't plan on doing. That was my initial. That's just kind of how I felt. Those were the guys.
And hey, we appreciate all the feedback. It's great to have a back and forth to hear what other people have to say, because what we're gonna do is next week or this Saturday we're gonna be watching it. Watching these guys a little more closely, seeing if we were right or not. So
Whopper says Leofau looks solid.
Yeah, that's it. Man, the linebacking room as a whole, they're stock up. Like that linebacking core is stock up, way up.
That last minute push for the touchdown was, classic Cowboys, as people were saying out there. But also, this that defensive core did keep the score, close the whole game. So.
Bandwagon Baba also, Bocce says, did Bandwagon Baba find the bottle of Clase Azul tequila?
She did.
And actually, go ahead and you can point to it there, Anth. Bocce has a nice, it's up there.
Where?
We can't see it.
Oh, no, sorry, it's upstairs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Idiot.
Hey, you're right. I remember putting it on the shelf, but I put it on the shelf upstairs.
It's up there. I'm like,
wait till Nate or AJ are here to do it. Go ahead. Crack them if you got them, son.
Crack 'em if you got 'em.
Disappointed that AJ, and I thought I was going to start something here because they're only $5. Anth bought one and I bought one. We bought matching slim can koozies, and AJ didn't get one.
Yeah, because I got my fucking
Saved by the Bell.
Saved by the Bell.
I know, but I got the Saved by the Bell with you.
And I'm also missing one.
I'm just stoked that I got these two now.
Yeah, I got 3.
Oh no, I only have one slim one.
You're
right. I should have, but I didn't even think about it.
Look at this. I can double up now.
Yeah, guess
could have
who?
been the superpowers.
I
but
got
you
this sweet
decided
hat.
not to be.
I got this sweet army.
I know.
hat.
I didn't want to tell you that I was jealous of your hat, but I'm just going to show you this. Are you jealous of my trips? Are you jealous of my trips left?
And they all work.
Ad's got trips left.
Yeah. Actually, don't really, I was going to say this. Look, anybody out there who's, I'm going to give a little bit of a rating here. This was bought officially at a Cowboys training camp. So you could probably buy it at AT&T Stadium. This right here, these ones right here were bought at Walmart. I'm going to go on a limb and say the Walmart ones feel better in my hands. They fit better to the slim cans. This one feels a little bit bulky and a little bit too tall for me, but
I only have training camp ones.
It might keep the
2023, 2024.
It might keep the drink
okay.
cooler.
Good idea. So I will know that. I will do a test on the next time. I'll put 2 in at once and we'll see.
Okay, let's get into this week's game because we spent an hour doing review on last week's game.
It does kind of lead in.
I like that we said, this episode we're going to go ahead and we're going to talk. We need to talk primarily about the Rams.
The issue is
Raiders.
We hadn't got to talk about the game together. That was the issue. Usually, like during the season, we do our post game and then we kind of move on to the next week. We didn't get that closure, so we kind of did a closure episode.
Yeah, I like that. But the stock up, stock down is also very fun. Maybe next time we should limit it to
2 players on either
a
side.
stock up, stock down on offense and a stock up, stock down on defense.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Not that we had too many.
We're free balling.
We're free balling it. We're free balling, boys.
This is what preseason is all about, all right?
Yeah, we're preseason. We're figuring out what works for our upcoming season. So what do we got next?
I mean, it's the Dallas Cowboys versus
The
Las Vegas
Las
Raiders.
Vegas
You know what?
Raiders.
I know what I got to do.
You gonna-
PFF. It's been too long. It's been too long.
Do you remember how to log into
baby.
PFF?
Yeah, fuck, I'm in right now, bro. I'm scouring. I'm gonna bring up the game preview.
Yeah,
And of course they're gonna showcase like
the starters and stuff, so it's not really going to help. I think more so, I think it's just good for us to just, what do we expect?
Yeah, well, I just want to see the depth chart of the Raiders, basically. Let me do that.
I guess that way you can see who they have starting.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I could tell you 2 people on the Raiders, maybe 3. Aiden O'Connell. Whatever. Aiden O'Connell. Guess what? Don't give a fuck.
Agent Connell.
That's
where Gardner.
Zamir White, because I kept him as a keeper in fantasy football. I know I'm not supposed to talk about fantasy football.
They have a Guyton. Jalen, our Guyton, those motherfuckers.
The other Guyton? Jalen, the other Guyton? The other guy? Okay, so
he is the other guy. Get him out of here.
Gardner Minshew, not worried about him. He's not going to be playing anyways.
None of those starters are going to be playing. None of them.
Will Aiden O'Connell play? Probably.
He should, yep. You're going to see Alexander Mattinson, Guyton, Wilkinson, Turner, Mayer. So it's interesting that they have Mayer and Bowers. Like, they have a setup. The Raiders have a setup tight end room.
I think that we might see White because, in my opinion, I know that I'm not ESPN.com, of course, but I think Madison's probably going to be ending up as a starter over White.
Don't say that.
Guys, what about Dylan Lobby?
Oh yeah, Dylan Lobby. He are the great white
Unicorn.
Unicorn.
You're gonna see him get some snaps.
Yeah. Okay. I was a Lobby boy.
Where's Lobby?
Fourth. Look at the fourth string
back.
HB.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. Look, some exciting players. Mir Abdullah too. I was looking at him. Strong legs. Love to look at his legs. Nice legs. Michael Mayer.
Yeah, Michael Mayer.
Was that last year?
Drafted last year.
Yeah.
Jackson Powers Johnson. You're going to see the guy. Interesting enough,
JPJ.
they have JPJ lined up as left guard.
If you look at our board, I think when we were talking about the people, were like, are the Raiders picking are they one of the teams that were looking at our board?
Yeah, but Powers Johnson was supposed to be a set. The takeaway is supposed to be a center, and he's there at left guard, second left guard.
I'm just taking this in, and then we can have some good combo, okay, guys? And then we come down here to the base 4-3-D.
Imagine Max Crosby plays the entire game.
We don't know. Like, realistically, I'm going to be honest. I don't know any of their
I don't know any of that. I was looking through just to see if I saw
We're not going to know any. I just kind of want to know what you guys are looking for the Cowboys going against the Raiders.
So I kind of want to see the same team go out there and play again against the Raiders. Maybe
do the exact same kind of split. Give them the exact same reps.
Yeah, the only thing I would change is let Cooper Rush come in, start him for the first quarter, and then bring in Trey Lance for 2, 3, and 4.
What are your thoughts about going like one series, one guy, one series, next guy, one series, one guy?
Sure. If you are having that question, but I think in this case, it's just let's go out there, let's solidify Cooper Rush as the number 2. If he goes out there and performs. Now, if Cooper Rush slips on a banana peel, maybe you do change it up in game, right? I'm not saying you stick to the script, but if Cooper Rush comes out, has that same type of performance that he has had in actual NFL games as well in week 1 preseason, even though just a couple throws, but if he replicates that performance, then there's no point to really keep him out there. And the guy that we really need to put the microscope on is going to be Trey Lance. And so keep running him. Hoping for something better, but for everyone else, yeah, I like the spread. Geez, sorry.
Jesus Christ, AJ.
I have a little cock hair in my throat.
Not mine, by the way. I'll just say that right now. Not mine. Dance.
Might be mine.
Yes, keep that same rotation out there, and maybe play some of the guys that we talked about on our short and on our stock up, stock down list. I would want to see those guys make sure they get a good chunk of quality time. Maybe not Overshown, okay? I'll bite, but I still like to see him out there for a couple plays.
Is it bad? I only want to see them switch so that people can't say, well, he was playing with these players.
Yeah.
So that if it was like series here, series there, series here, series there, and they're playing with the exact same team, the only thing that's different is the quarterback, then you could see. But the Cowboys aren't going to do that because they already know that Cooper Rush is their number 2. So what you're saying makes the most sense.
Yeah.
Like I think you're going to see, you might see Cooper Rush, possibly. I think you're going to see a lot of Cooper Rush in the 3rd preseason game, but it might be Trey Lance's. I think you're right about seeing the very similar game plan.
What do you need to see more? Do we need to see more of Cooper
touchdowns? I need to see more touchdowns from Trey Lance.
Yes.
But I'm
Let's get a handhold in.
Okay.
There it is.
I don't agree with going one Cooper Rush, Trey Lance, Cooper Rush, Trey Lance. I'd rather see Cooper Rush, Trey Lance, or.
But it has to be the exact same offense versus the exact same defense.
Yeah, but
otherwise you get
to satisfy that online
presence, which the Cowboys don't care about.
Yeah.
It's I said, it's a personal preference. Like I want to see Cooper Rush go with the same offense versus the same defense, and then Trey Lance do the exact same thing with the same offense versus the same defense.
I would rather see Trey Lance go first and second quarter, and then put Cooper Rush in the 3rd quarter, or even just a couple snaps in the 3rd quarter.
Why would you put him in the 3rd quarter though?
I'm just saying because
then he does well, and you're like, well, he did good against guys that probably are not going to be in the NFL.
Trey Lance or Cooper Rush?
Cooper Rush.
No, I'm saying if I'm thinking about Trey Lance and we're going along the same mindset of you as having Trey Lance play with better players, have him start the game in the 1st and 2nd quarter.
But then what people say when Cooper Rush plays better is because he's playing against shittier players.
Yeah,
that's what people will say.
Regardless about, I don't even think Cooper Rush is the conversation right now. I think right now people
it's crazy that we're talking about string quarterback so much.
People need to see we need to. In all honesty, Cooper Rush shouldn't play for the rest of the preseason. Just let Trey Lance play for the next 2 games.
Yeah, and then I agree.
Fully.
I honestly agree with that.
Right, but it's just I don't want my boy to get rusty. Okay,
Coops.
Yeah, fuck. Look, he's already redheaded.
Hey, guess
Let
what?
him get out there. Let him get out there, throw his 40-yard bomb, and then hit the showers.
Yeah, and it might only be that. Maybe it's one session.
Let him hit the showers. Let that fire bush out.
I will say this right now: Cooper Rush doesn't need the reps. Because as a backup quarterback, it's not like he's rusty. He's a backup quarterback. He is. He's doing his rushy job. He wasn't rusty. He wasn't rusty when he came in and he took over for Dak. Like it's not like they give him reps during.
But he played the whole preseason. I'm not saying that's a real thing.
I don't think so. How much
last year? Yeah, he did.
That season that he came in and he played last season, but the season that he came in and he took those games for Dak Prescott. I wonder how many preseason games.
I think he played
preseason snaps he actually played.
It was him and DiNucci.
I know. I thought DiNucci played a bit more because they were trying to figure him out.
You're right.
Again, it just goes back to like if you know what you have and he's proven it in game that he's a competent backup, then the question mark is what you want to have solved. So you go to let's play Trey Lance. Now, let's get away.
Yeah, let's get away from quarterbacks.
Can we just get away from this circle right now? Because I need to fucking breathe out.
I'm gonna ask you guys, what is something other than the quarterback position that you want to see Saturday, against the Raiders?
They had a really nice spread of wide receivers in the first week. I think we need to repeat that. And I know that I'm just going back to the well, but this time's we're in a microscope now. I want to see these players again and see who can pull themselves away from the next person, because we have a lot of potential talent, albeit we're looking at like 3rd and 4th string, but we got to get guys in there who are going to be able to help get that first down when CeeDee Lamb is shut down and Brandon Cooks is not open on the streak or whatever that deep ball that he's going on. We need players who are going to be able to come in there, and that's been the problem, right? If CeeDee gets the jump, we're going to get the first down, but if they stutter them, we didn't have that many options, and that caused us to have those frustrating. I know our statistics might not add up to it in total, but there were some frustrating 3rd down misses or 4th down misses. I don't know how many 4th downs we went for, but 3rd and 4th down, I'm just going to throw them all together, lump them all together for argument's sake. We got to have a guy out there or 2 guys out there who can solve that. And look, I also like the idea of having a couple Jalen's, just like a trio of Jalen's.
The gaggle of Jalen's?
Gaggle of Jalen's?
A bushel of Jalen's?
So, what's something you look for? And don't say I agree with Alex. I want to see the wide receivers do good.
What's another puzzle?
I'm looking for this.
Crack them if you got him.
Crack them if you got him, son. Well, I kind of just said it. I want to see some touchdowns from Trey Lance.
No, we're not going anything to not do with the quarterback. No quarterback and not AJ's.
Running backs. I want to see our I want to see our running backs produce.
Zing! You just got zinged,
You just got zingered.
You got
You zinged
zingered. Hey, you got Mike Hard Nip Zimmer.
Because I mean, at this point, I don't think our defense is too like. I mean, I think our defense outside of maybe the line, you see. I mean, in chat was talking about everyone besides Mazi was trash on the defensive line.
That's very true.
So that's seen Jordan Phillips come in,
You probably won't see Phillips this weekend.
No, but I mean, EJ posted a quote saying on Tuesday, Mike Zimmer, and this is from Todd Archer. On Tuesday, Mike Zimmer said the Cowboys were looking for some noses, and Jordan Phillips' trade comes up on Wednesday. Last year with Buffalo, Phillips had a sack and a TFL versus the Cowboys. That's from Todd Archer. So
fuck him.
I'm not too like
Fuck him.
Like, look, you want to have depth on defense. Obviously, I think outside of like the offensive line, Cowboys draft very solid secondaries. So seeing the 4 interceptions last week, great. Our defense in this preseason is doing solid. Our running back outside of the one, I forget what was 9 yards was 9 yards was the longest run last week, or was it 13 yards? What was the longest yards? And who had it outside of fucking Trey Lance?
It was probably the Trey Lance that was the longest yard.
Yeah, so like, look, our run game. I want to see something from our fucking run game, even if it's our seconds and our thirds. I don't
want to see somebody establish themselves.
Absolutely,
nobody did in the Rams game.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, Malik Davis looked all right. I mean, Rico Dowdle in his limited snaps looked like he had some pop. Snoop Connor, same thing, but no one really it wasn't like, okay, this dude's...
Actually, Snoop Connor's I remember you I remember looking at some stats from some running backs. Snoop Connor seemed like he had decent, so give him a couple more reps to see if what he can do for production wise in a game.
So the AJ has up. Let's see the running backs here from the game on Sunday. So
our top running back, Trey Lance.
Yeah, so look at the averages here. So Malik Davis had a 2.3. Rico Dowdle, 4.7. That's great for the limited snaps. Snoop Connor, 3 carries, 10 yards, 3.3. Not great. None of the running backs that are fighting for that third spot, because it's going to be between Malik Davis, Snoop Connor, and either Nathaniel Peter, Deuce Vaughn. But none of those guys stood out and kind of set themselves apart.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at what
you also add real quick with Davis, you got to add in his catching ability here. 2 for 20 and 10. Nothing impressive. I'm just throwing that out there. That's the only thing I noticed about
out of the running backs, because Snoop Connor had 2 catches for 6 yards for 3. Yeah, but I like the running backs one. Running backs, nobody really stuck out as far as the guys that we're hoping for. My pick is going to be, I want to see if the defense for a second game in a row can get takeaways. The defense was the strong point in the game. I'd like to see if Mike Zimmer's defense is all about them takeaways, because last week they had 4, almost 5. Would have been 5 if there wasn't a penalty. But that's mine.
Hey, son, did you just order Uber Eats? Because you want some takeaways.
I want some takeaways, boys.
We're not sponsored by Uber Eats.
Nate Dogg's in the house. He said, "Hey, yo, I don't have my soundboard working, so I couldn't."
Hey, dog.
I couldn't.
Dad, your dog's going crazy over here.
Hey, get him out of there.
Well, what's he doing?
He's probably eating some food. Riker was probably in there dropping food, playing freaking college football 25.
He's like, man, there's
Murph, get out of here.
There's some stale chips in
Murph,
this couch.
come here.
For you audio listeners, Adam's dog just came in and started eating
couch
food.
Couch crumbs. Couch crumbs.
Couch crack food.
Couch crack crumbs. And it could be soiled with freaking alcohol. Who knows?
Who knows?
Double R says, I want to see big leg kicks from the cheerleaders. I'm serious. They were slacking last week. Well, you're not going to see it this week.
Well, we might get a couple.
Yeah.
Guys, that was a great episode. We have the Cowboys' second preseason game happening this Saturday against the Las Vegas Raiders at 7 p.m. Pacific time. Football is back, fellas. Football is essentially back.
Football's back, baby!
Football is so back, baby!
And this one goes out from Boots, and Boots has a special request for it.
Okay.
So he goes, I know too many Raiders fans, so please, when you end the show today, please emphasize Raiders fans out there, specifically those in Anaheim, living in Anaheim, go fuck yourselves!
And that's a boosh, baby.
That's a boosh, baby!
What's up, Murphy?